ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hold it, you're not that ready. I'm like, man. Wait. I shook up the wall.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you can call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
How y'all doing, ladies? How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition on Split Decision. With me today, I have the trainer, the father, and the CEO of Devin Haney Promotion, Bill Haney. Pleasure having you on Split Decision. How you doing, Bill?
Man, salam alaikum, my key.
Wa alaikum assalam, Bill. First of all, congratulations on Devin Haney victory versus Jorge Linares. What is your assessment on the exciting performance Devin Haney put on for the fans versus Linares?
Oh man, it was something special. Shout out to Jorge Linares, for giving Devin the opportunity to now put put Jorge on his resume of fighters that that were at the top of their game, who gave him an opportunity. So we're happy about that.
Yes, sir. They have been so much made of Devin Haney getting caught instead of the exciting performance he put on, or even Devin Haney getting caught every now and then and coming back with his own shots, a few seconds after. Can you talk about the simple error Devin Haney made after dodging Linares punches and then coming back up with the Philly shell instead of the high guard? Can you touch on that a little bit?
Well, we're like I said, man, we're extremely happy with Devin's performance, and we're also as equally, happy that Jorge Linares gave Devin the opportunity to put his name on Devin's resume at 26-0. What you saw in a Jorge Linares who has punching power, he carried his punching power even into the 10th round. But when you talk about a mistake, Devin made a mistake, and and he paid for it. He showed his grit. He showed why he's a champion, and it was a simple error. And I'm glad that you pointed it out as being an error on Devin's part, as to so much of what Jorge Linares actually did to create it. Devin rolled the shot, he punched, and then he rolled the shot, and he came up without holding his hands. He came up in the Philly shell instead of coming up in the high guard. So when you talk about making an adjustment, right, going to the lab and making an adjustment, we have a small tweak to make. But when you talk about Jorge Linares being completely dominated for 9 rounds to 10 rounds straight, well, let's just say it was the 10 rounds straight, because the right hand happened at the bell. We know that at the level that Jorge has fought on, the skill set that Jorge has, we showed that the Devin's skill set is levels above his, right? And when you talk about preparing to make Devin a better fighter, we're going back in the lab, and I told you before that you were going to see a different Devin, and you got a chance to see more in Devin's arsenal, more in his toolbox. He has an arsenal full of shit to work out of. You know what I mean? And we're just getting started. No one believed that Devin was the inside fighter that he showed. He gave Jorge Linares action from from round one on. You know what I mean? Devin was in there and he was punching, he was dictating, right? And then ultimately he was walking him down even after the 6th round. So you hear fans of those are mainly Teofimo Lopez fans. They're Ryan Garcia fans that are talking about the one punch. They're talking about one punch, and you popping when you got haters that's talking about one punch and not actually talking about the beating that Jorge Linares took in that fight.
Yes, sir. Well, no one have dominated Jorge Linares for 10 rounds straight, even Vasyl Lomachenko. It was a pick and fight before Lomachenko got the stoppage. So what's your thoughts on Devin Haney overcoming adversity and putting on a spectacular performance while doing so and still getting criticized?
Well, there's just like I said, it's just a testament to the fact that there are a lot of similarities in what Ali brought to the table, right? They said that Ali, the great GOAT, the greatest of all time, they said that he held, they said that he danced, they said that he ran, right? And he was the greatest of all time. You talk about TBE, the best ever. They also said that he held, they also said that he ran, right? And now you hear the comparisons, you hear the same stuff, the same excuses being made about Devin because you know what I mean. He's like I always said, if you look up great boxers in the dictionary, there's a picture of Devin. He's a great boxer, right? And that's the name of the game is boxing, hitting and not getting hit. But we also chose to because we hear the people. And I'm not talking about the Devin Haney fans. We hear the critics. So what we did was we stepped and got in his chest and fought his fight as well.
Yes, sir. And that's the sweet science. Plus, if you box, you're gonna get hit. Just like if you swim, you're gonna get wet. And I'll just have a super chat real quick for you, Bill. My man said, since these fighters seeing weakness, it should be easier to make fights since they think Devin is sweet. No more excuses since Devin is sweet.
Well, they're talking about a punch, right? If you're talking about a puncher's chance at this level of play, everyone stands a puncher's chance. But when you talk about going to the lab, no one has a better jab in the lightweight division. No one has better feet, better movement, better ring IQ. That no one has the arsenal of different punches that Devin has. He can use both hands. He uses both hands, and he can go to the body. He can go to the head. He can go to uppercut. I mean, he just has everything. He's a complete fighter in his young 22 years of living.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I appreciate the super chat too. And again, Devin jab was extra crispy. Uh, he showed one of the best jabs in the sport of boxing. My man said Devin fought Linares' style of fight and spanked him 10 out of 12 rounds. Tio was mad at Linares on another show for not saving him from saving him against Devin.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Truth
Tio and
banger.
them, Tio and his dad, they got more excuses. You know what I mean? They make up excuses. Don't watch us. Fight us. Don't critique us. Don't turn into critics. The people want to see the fight. They keep making excuses. We handled our business, but stop using Devin's name to sell your fight. You know what I'm saying? As if you promised somebody that you're going to fight us. You've never sat down and negotiated. And if anyone is basing it, they're watching your fight to see Devin or whatever, to see the comparisons on Devin. They shouldn't. You know what I mean? You're selling it on the fact that Jennifer Lopez and other big Latin singers are going to be there. You know what I mean? Devin, we didn't have an undercard or a co-main event that was hot. What you saw is Devin Haney promote the shit out that fight, bring Jorge Linares to the table, a fighter that's a boxer as well, that had never been outboxed in the way that Devin did him. Devin, like the guy said, he fought his fight and spanked him. Arguably, it was not 3 minutes of that fight that Jorge Linares dictated the pace, nor did he dominate Devin for not 3 minutes straight. He had spurts, but Devin clearly, you know what I mean? Devin clearly controlled the fight, right? From start to finish. And of course, the big shot happened. The big shot happened that everyone is talking about. That happened at the end of the 10th round. And when the 11th round came in, you know what I mean? We were back in his chest. We weren't backing up. You know what I mean? So Jorge Linares got called for rabbit punching and he got called for things. So what was he doing? Why are we not talking about that? All the rabbit punching, all the, you know, the dirty fighting that he did. When we matched him with the same energy, right? Then we became, you know, everyone started criticizing us. But, you know, he's only getting better. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you want to catch Devin, now's the time to catch him because in a minute it's going to be too late.
Yes, sir. And Devin showed his championship material in that fight, overcoming adversity. And just another quick super chat. My man said, "Hey, Bill, I used to really dislike you based on video clips, and I came to have the utmost respect for you after watching a whole lot of videos from AKHi. Mad love, bro."
Hey, appreciate it,
Um,
King. Appreciate it.
yes, sir. But getting back to uh, the fans do want to know what is your thoughts on Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia, he went on his social media and he stated that he would have knocked out Devin after the Linares fight. What's your thoughts on Ryan Garcia comments?
I mean, Ryan Garcia always has a lot of hate in his heart. You know what I'm saying? I wonder when he's making these statements, is he suffering from the anxiety, the mental depression when he makes the statements? Because when he gets the fights that he's supposed to get, then then he's under depression. But then he comes out of the depression, from the anxiety, and then starts critiquing. He turns into a commentator. Turns into a boxing historian. I mean, he really shows that his the parents didn't do a great job. He says a lot of bitch statements, right? And so does his dad, you know. And I can see where Ryan gets the shit from. You know what I'm saying? They say everything else but fight. My son comes from a thoroughbred. We don't do all that. We say let's fight. We don't sit up and talk about what Ryan doesn't do, right? He got dropped on his ass, but we never talked about it. I mean, he's saying that he's going through shit, mental depression. He's unable to fight. We don't say nothing. We don't talk about him. We don't say well, did we what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like I hate to talk about somebody that's saying that they're going through something, but which one is it? We got to find out. Is it you are just a bitch, or are you know what I mean? Are you a real fighter? You know what I mean? And that's what we need to find out about Ryan. Ryan need to answer that. Do we want to talk or do we want to fight? And so far, like I said, he really resembles him and his dad. They soft.
Yes, sir. And what's your take on, I mean, is it shocking to hear Ryan make such a claim when he turned down fights with both Devin Haney and Linares?
Man, listen, if they don't control the thing, his dad and his mom were they were refs and they were judges in amateur boxing. I wasn't no ref or no judge. I didn't use political strings to get my son, to where he was. You know, they were both refs and judges, and they used political power in amateur boxing, and now they try to use the same political power in the professional ranks. You know what I mean? Ryan doesn't have the kahunas to stand in there with Dev. If ever he takes the fight, he's going to get punished. He's going to get punished in a way that he might never fight again.
Well, Linares did say that Ryan anxiety came from getting dropped by a non-puncher in Luke Campbell. Do you co-sign what Linares said about his comments toward Ryan?
Um, you know what? I don't think that he ever had a problem with I don't think that he ever had a problem with Luke Campbell. I don't think he ever. Did you get the key? I don't think he ever had a problem with Luke Campbell. I think that um, he started suffering from anxiety when he started being put in the real fights, right? Fights that he didn't want to necessarily get put in, like a Jorge Linares or a fight like, um, a fight like a Devin Haney, where he became the interim champion. Who fights? Who fights an interim and then comes back to fight another interim, right? Instead of being a world champion. This fight really with Jorge Linares wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. You see what I'm saying? So if anything, the anxiety shit started about Devin Haney, because instead of him making the move that he was supposed to make, he started getting shifty. They started making excuses. And then when they tried to make the excuse that they were going to fight Tank. They were going to fight um, Manny Pacquiao. They were going to fight Javier Fortuna, and he didn't do nothing of it, and got exposed. So when everybody started talking about him, then he ran to the mental health shit. And then when the mental health shit died down, then he started talking again about what he would have did. Man, listen, Jorge Linares was at the same company as you. He's at Golden Boy with you. You know what I'm saying? And Jorge Linares been asking for that fight. You guys already were supposed to have that fight. You type in Jorge Linares and Ryan Garcia, and you'll see how much and how long they've been talking about making the fight. He didn't want to fight him, and and I hope Jorge Linares don't fight him now, because he might steal the steak, the carne asada off our plate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, who the $1 million question? Who wins between Ryan versus anxiety, and how?
Listen, Brian, has created for himself something that you know it's just going to be tough for him to get out of. It's going to be tough because in the sense of now that what they're going to be looking to doing is getting him some confidence fights, right? Instead of when you look at Devin, we went in there and got on with a fighter that was at the top of the game at one time. I won't say that Jorge Linares is anything but an elite fighter. He just sat Lomachenko on his ass. He also beat Luke Campbell and dropped him. And that was the fight that Ryan Garcia said that he fought a good fighter. That was the fight that said that it was his breakout fight. Everybody had praised Ryan Garcia for getting up off his ass, right? And stopping a Luke Campbell that had been stopped before. Luke Campbell didn't have or didn't come to the game as a puncher, right? Jorge Linares had more knockouts than we have fights. You see what I'm saying? And Teofimo Lopez, he didn't sit Lomachenko down. So when we talk about power, you know what I mean? What are we talking about? I think Jorge Linares, when we talk about power in the lightweight division, he's at the top of the game.
Yes, sir. Now, but who do you have winning, anxiety or Ryan Garcia, and how? Is it a knockout?
Man,
Is it a decision? What's going on, Bill?
well,
Talk to me.
it's not fair to speak on anxiety for the people that really suffer from it. The people that can't, that have the talent in the world that but can't the talent, or I can't even just say talent, just people in general that are unable to go out in front of crowds and do things that, even with their kids and stuff like that, go to amusement parks and stuff like that. Those kind of people are those people that go through those things are the people that I, that I want to make sure that I don't say the wrong thing about them. The people that have to take off work, you know what I mean? And can't feed their families because they're suffering from those things. Not this punk that is now talking about he's going to fight again. He's going to fight again soon. He's back after after the Jojo Diaz and Javier Fortuna fight gets announced. Hey man, if you got anxiety, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing watching boxing? Why don't you go get counseling, right? Get counseled up, get all the shit, get yourself together, then come back. But don't be talking from the cheap seats, man. You see what I'm saying? And his dad, if his dad had any wherewithal, any sense, he would take his fucking phone like he did when he was a little kid, or he should have did with his kid, and get him off of Twitter, get him off of Instagram, and stop making these comments. You know what I mean? You know, if he gonna hang out in Hawaii, let him hang out in Hawaii. But posting TikTok videos of him and his girl and all this shit is juvenile, stupid shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, and the best that he does, that he shows, is him in the Cobra bag. He shows him in the Cobra bag because when he shows sparring, half the time he's getting beat up. You see what I mean? And that's where that Rolly Romero shit came out. You know, another loudmouth. You see what I'm saying? We beat both of them dudes on the same night. You see what I'm saying? Period.
Now, yeah, you could definitely catch Ryan Garcia fighting the speed bag everywhere on social media, but fighting in the ring. Now, my man said we saw that some people will never be happy no matter what Devin do, but the real Devin Haney fans see the truth, and we love our brother for doing his great work. Wouldn't you agree? You know, Devin Haney got that Floyd Mayweather in him. You know, he damn if he do, damn if he don't. They just want to see him lose.
Hey, absolutely. Long as they come and pay for it, they're entitled to boo. They're entitled to critique. You know what I mean? But when the fans, I don't get on the fans because, you know, whether they're not knowledgeable about it or whether they're, just choosing to support them. I'm talking about the other guys that's in this business. You know, the trainers, the fighters. You know what I mean? It's they're getting exposed, man. It's no more pissing on top of the people's heads and telling them that it's raining if I'm around. You know what I'm saying? I'm exposing them. You know, the Garcias are frauds. You know, and until they step up and fight Devin, that's all they're gonna be in my book is frauds. Using Devin's name, right? Using Devin's name to clout, right? Same thing with the Lopez's.
Yes, sir. And speaking of Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo Lopez stated that he want Devin Haney head next. He will put him in the dirt, and that Devin Haney is food. Wes, what is your thoughts on his comments? You know, first of all,
Man, why is he talking to y'all and why they're not calling me? You see what I'm saying? Why he's not saying that they're calling me to try to make the shit happen. They're talking to you guys. He needs to concentrate on Cambosos, right? And once he handles Cambosos, then talk the shit. But don't use Devin to sell the fight and talk about what you're gonna do when you want his head and all that other stupid shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes is kids in a big boys game, man. You know what I mean?
well,
As
Tia
a
also said, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Tia also said that Devin is one-dimensional fighter, but didn't Devin display so many different dimensions to his game versus Linares, from fighting in the inside, mid-range, and boxing?
I told you they turn into critics, but that's what they say is one to say what you do better than him, right? Somebody in the chat tell me what does he do better? Oh, he says, okay, he's stronger. He got a big right hand. Okay, well, we've shown that, you can go 10 rounds without even getting touched. You know what I mean? With that big shit. We pitched shutouts. So will Teofimo be able to take that jab in his face all night? You know what I mean? Will he be able to take the arsenal of different shit that Devin does to him? And we point that out. We point that Tio, you know what I mean, doesn't have the foot speed as Devin. He's not fast. He's slow as shit. If you go back to Fred, the barbershop conversations and talk about when Tio and Devin seen each other, then you'll see Devin said, "You couldn't even hit me, bro." And you know what happened in sparring, and you know what's gonna happen in a real fight. And Tio said, "All right, I'm gonna let you talk your shit." Well, you saying you let him talk your shit in your face, but when you're away from him, you're talking shit. and you're telling him to shut up, and you're telling him what you're gonna do. Why you didn't have that same energy when you seen him and his dad? And I wasn't even there. I raised a boss and a young, you know what I'm saying, a young man that conducts himself well with people inside and outside the ring. He gonna match your energy. He was there by himself. You know what I'm saying? When he was getting that T.O. like that. And T.O. was, T.O. was soft as doctor's cotton. You see what I'm saying? So T.O. don't even have an inside game. When Loma pressed him on the inside, T.O. didn't do shit. You know what I mean? He needs all that, oof, oof, oof. Man, get out of here, man. Ain't nobody never been scared of that shit, man. Dad, we grew up right here in Las Vegas, man, the fight capital of the world, man. So everybody keep acting like, like they worried, or they're not even acting like they're worried for Dev. They're saying that Devin don't need to fight. Who has he fought? Now we just fought somebody. You know what I'm saying? Now what do the people got to say? I'm interested. What are they saying now? Now, can he take a chin? Does he have a chin? And has he been hit before? Okay, you got a chance to see it. He didn't got hit. So what's next?
Teofimo Lopez is next. When can the negotiations start?
We're finished. We're ready right now and available. We're available right now to negotiate. It's Teo
Eddie
ready.
Hearn. Exactly. Eddie Hearn, he made a comment. He said he's going to make a huge offer. I'm assuming it's going to be more than what Teo's making against Composos. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And being that Devin is a nobody, being that Devin hasn't fought.
Yeah, hold on, Bill. Can you repeat from Devin is a nobody? Can you repeat from there?
Being that Devin is a nobody, he's not a threat, right? He don't bring nothing to the table, right? So is he going to be happy when we offer him more money than he made with Kambosos, right? Is that going to be enough? Is he going to be happy? You see what I'm saying? Because up until then, when we offer him this money, it's going to be more than he's ever made before to fight somebody that he describes and all the ways that he has described Devin. You see what I'm saying? So let's do it.
Well, we know Teofimo can't fight Josh Taylor next because Josh Taylor got a mandatory fight next, and he obligated to give. So, is there anybody out there to make that kind of money if it's not Devin? You will agree there's nobody out there that Teo can make that type of money for undisputed against Devin.
Absolutely.
Right.
Devin is the fight. Devin is the fight for Teo. He's the fight for Ryan. He's the fight for Tank. You know what I mean? We're available.
Yes, sir. Now, I do have, an interesting comment given by Teofimo Lopez. He stated that, he made a shocking admission. He stated, I can mandate Devin Haney fight next with my franchise title. So does that make the franchise title an interim title?
Absolutely. It's even less than the interim title. You know what I'm saying? If when have you noticed, and that's what I'm saying is they're so contradictory, and once you tell a lie, you got to keep telling a lie. When have you ever known a super champion, someone with a super title, being able to make someone that's lesser, that has a title that's lesser than him, fight him? When is that? We can't make Ryan Garcia fight us. We can't make anyone fight us. We can't mandate that it happens. It's because his title is not real, and he just said it. He just said it. The WBA super champion can't mandate the regular champion to fight him. How can you mandate it when you don't win nothing? You don't win anything. Oh, I want to mandate that he fights, but you don't win anything. You're the super champion in the WBA. What do you win by mandating the fight?
So just to make it clear, Devin Haney as the WBC champion cannot mandate to fight with cannot mandate a fight with Ryan Garcia, who is his mandatory / interim champion holder, right?
No. Exactly.
But Ryan can petition to make to mandate the Devin Haney fight, since Ryan is the mandatory and the interim champion, right?
Absolutely.
Well, that further clarifies and confirms that Teofimo is not undisputed according to him, right?
Absolutely. But we already knew that though. And he just sat up and played that game, got the t-shirts, and played with you folks, man. You see what I'm saying? The man be full of games, man. Him and his daddy, man, like high school kids, man.
Yes, sir. Well, do you see? You know, Tio obviously talked about what he sees in Devin Haney game. He said he sees flaws. Do you see flaws in Teofimo game in any of his previous fights? You know, the Lomachenko, Nakatani, or even Kome.
Absolutely. I see flaws.
You don't want to reveal any of the flaws that you see.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell them to you, and the people gonna be able to see him too. It ain't nothing new. He walks down, he don't got no jab, because when you open up for that jab, when you open yourself up for that jab, you open yourself up to get hit. You know what I'm saying? He tries to walk you down. You know, he don't have no real inside game. You see what I'm saying? I think when Loma pressed on him, you know, he needs that room. He needs that mid-range room to get his shots off. You know, he's not a very
Right.
well-conditioned athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Now, my man said Devin Haney is the closest boxer to Floyd. Period. Devin remind me of Pretty Boy Floyd. He is refreshing to watch.
Thank you, King.
Now, I just got a couple more super chats for you that the fans want to get to. Also, hold on. Devin Haney is a great fighter. Forget the haters. Don't let these fake fans make Devin Haney change his style like they try to do Rigondeaux out. No need for brawls. Devin can outbox everyone at 135.
Hey man,
And that's
hey,
the thing.
hold on. Tell them to stop talking about fucking Richard Comey, Nakatani, and Loma. Those were all in-house fights, man. That's all the Top Rank did. Top Rank got them guys ranked, right, and put them in position to fight each other, man. Stop being Top Rank dick riders, man. You see what I'm saying? If the shit is right, then you're able to go to another platform and challenge other fighters. Teofimo, when he was in the WBC tournament, he ducked out the tournament because he was going to say he was going to go another route that's an easier route against other top-ranked fighters. The great Bruce Trampler and Brad Goodman, you know what I'm saying? The matchmakers over there at Top Rank, who do a wonderful job, man. They do a wonderful job. And if you see, every time you've seen Bob Arum out campaigning for a fight from with a fighter that's on another network or that's with another promotional arm, it was a fight that he wanted to win. I mean, he knew that he could win. When you heard him get out and talk about Devin, he said when Devin finishes his contract with Matchroom, then he can come over there and we can talk about it. Because what he feels is that he wants to be in the Devin Haney business, and I can't blame him. And, you know, respectfully to Matchroom and to the Zone, we fulfilled our obligation and our 5-fight deal. You see what I'm saying? We didn't come back asking for no more money. We didn't come back complaining about nobody. You know what I'm saying? We didn't say that, oh, we're not getting promoted because Eddie is doing a wonderful job with Canelo Alvarez, right? We kept our nose to the ground. We worked, and now we're in the position of where we can exercise our entrepreneurship. You know what I mean? Devin is a world champion and 22 and just finished his deal. You know what I mean? And a free agent. So, you know, we got options.
Yes, sir. Now, would you say that the fight, this Teofimo Lopez has stated in the past after the Nakatani fight that he will never fight any more tall fighters. He said, "Listen, guys, I'm not gonna have these troubles anymore because I'm no longer gonna fight any tall fighters." Does Devin fit in that category, or is he talking about guys bigger than 5'11", so on and so forth. What's your thoughts on that comment he had made in the past, as far as not wanting to fight any more tall fighters because they give him trouble?
Well, that's one of the points that I'm talking about. When you heard him say that, as if he hasn't had problems or chinks in the armor. Richard Comey tried to match him right hand for right hand with that dumb shit and got knocked the fuck out. Because when you talk about Richard Comey, I mean, Richard Comey, his last fight, the guy was in his ass too. Who did he just fought? It was going back and forth because Richard Comey, and then he ended up stopping him. He didn't just dominate him from, round one till the time when he knocked him out. Who did Richard Comey fight again? Do you remember?
Lopez. You talking about the Lopez fight?
No, before he fought Lopez.
Robbie Easter?
No, his last fight.
Oh, the fight. Oh, the fight before that, before he fought Tio. Beltran, right? Beltran.
No, right.
Yeah,
right.
He fought Beltran.
Right. What the guy that he fought, you know what I'm saying? He didn't he didn't get rid of him. I'm talking about he didn't get rid of him in impressive fashion. You see what I'm saying? So to answer anyone that would say that Devin don't have any power, where was Linares at? Where was he at?
Right. And speaking of that, I do want to touch on it. What was your thoughts on Linares telling Devin Haney to his face, "You have power, you have power," which is why he was tense the whole night. But when he did an interview with Fight Hub, he said otherwise. He said Devin don't have power. What's your thoughts on that? Telling Devin Haney something to his face, but saying something clearly different when Devin is not around. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's why I say that Devin is a class act both inside and outside the ring. We went over there to the men's locker room and talked to him, right? And he was right there in front of his wife, right? And he said that. And then he came right out the locker room, right? He came right out the locker room and said something else different, right? These guys are getting exposed, man. You know what I mean? One by one. He's a great champion, but he showed no class by doing that. You know what I mean? Because you can look and see the contradictory statements. When he's in front of his face, and that's what you judge a man by. You don't judge a man by what they're doing on the keyboard. When they get in the face of another man, right, and they show respect, and then they get on the keyboard, right, or get away from him and then show disrespect, then we in California we call them putos.
Well, Linares said he was tense. That's why he didn't let his hands go. Why would you be tense if Devin had no power? He was tense like he was fighting Tyson or something. What's your thoughts on that? Him being tense, and if Devin didn't have power, why would you be tense?
That's what I'm saying. It's just one excuse after another. We said that it was a big shot. We said we you know what I mean? We said it was a big shot. We said it was the same shot that you had, your biggest shot. He had a shot that wasn't as clean with Lomachenko and dropped Lomachenko. The shot with Luke Campbell wasn't as clean and dropped Luke Campbell. We said it was a good shot. I mean, after Dev tattooed his ass for 10 rounds in a row, you see what I'm saying? Okay, and like you said, in boxing, you're gonna get hit, and swimming, you're gonna get wet.
And also the shot that Devin Haney got caught with, it was a combination. It wasn't just one shot. It was two shots, flush on the chin, just to point that out that Devin Haney didn't see coming. And Devin showed the chin and took it. But what's your thoughts overall on people claiming Devin don't have power? But in the sport of boxing, it showed that the guy with the brain always beat the bronze. We've seen it with Pernell Whitaker, Chavez Sr., Ali, Foreman. Power doesn't win fights. Skills pay the bills. So you constantly hear a lot of people critiquing Devin that he don't have power. But Linares got killer instinct and supposedly hurt Devin and couldn't finish him. What was holding him back?
Hey, bro, you would know better than I do. I mean, I thought you just have the fight. You know what I'm saying? You win, and then it's on to the next, right? I've never seen so many people talk about one shot, right? They didn't even talk about the shot that that dropped Ryan Garcia like that. They gave him credit. They says, "Oh my God, he's a warrior. He got up." But we're not warriors. We're not warriors, or are we not?
It,
You know, I mean, or are we just brothers? You know what I mean? I mean, are we? You know, does Devin has Devin has Devin fought in a way that you guys started then beginning to believe that he could never be hit? You see what I mean? So, or you know, because you're happy about one shot. You're happy about one shot. Linares was hurt, you know what I mean, 2 or 3 times in that fight. And he was all over the ropes. He was all over the ropes, too. So
and
we backed his ass up, you know what I'm saying? Right? We backed his ass up, fought his fight, fought in the pocket, you know what I mean? Gave him action. You know what I'm saying? Even after when we ran off 7 or 8 rounds, I could have told Dev, all right, now come on now, just stay on your stick. We already home. You know what I'm saying? And then played it safe. But we stayed in there and we stayed fighting. You know what I mean? We stayed fighting what we thought that the fans, you know what I mean, would have liked. We was in the pocket, right in his face, right in his chest. And he got hit with a shot. It's part of the game.
And like I said before, Devin Haney, he damn if he do, damn if he don't. Because Linares said Devin Haney was going to be running all night. And it was Devin Haney that was backing up Linares majority of the night. And he still got criticized, taking every single chance you could think of. Even when Devin Haney got hit, you could go back and watch the fight. Every time he got hit clean, he will come back right away seconds after. Wow, like you said, they don't say he a warrior for that, but we all know what time it is. So, just want to get your take though, Bill. What do you make of Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul? Does Logan Paul have less of a chance of winning this fight against Floyd Mayweather than Floyd Mayweather walking in Miami and getting struck by lightning? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh man. So Ryan then said now that Logan Paul was gonna beat Floyd, right?
Right, yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
Now, was before or after he took his medication? It's hard to tell
Well,
which one. It's hard to tell which Ryan we're gonna get. Are we gonna get a clinically ill Ryan, or are we gonna get, you know what I mean, a a real and true, real and true healthy Ryan? That's what I want to say. Was that a healthy Ryan, or was that a sick Ryan when he said it? I'm telling you, man,
yeah.
his dad member is doing an injustice to him, joining in on his bullshit instead of taking his phone, right, and them going in and getting the help that they need, you know, because barking up the tree of the Haney's tree, you know what I'm saying, gonna get you bit. We're here and we're available, and let Henry know, if you got any balls, Henry, then put your son in the ring. Stop hiding behind shit. You was hiding in amateur boxing. Now you hiding in pro boxing. Get some balls, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, make your family proud, Mr. Garcia. Make your family proud. You know, I think your son is scared because you scared.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Show him, make your family proud, Henry. Make your family proud, man. Stand up, man, and show Ryan that you got some balls and that he needs to stand up for his fans. All his fans that cap for him. You know, stop saying that you want Tank. Tank ain't said nothing about you, man. You know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao ain't said nothing about you. You were the interim champion to fight Devin. That's what you fought for. You beat Luke Campbell. And you sold the fight as that you were going to fight Devin next. And when it came time to fight Devin, you started yelling Tank, knowing that Tank wasn't there for you, knowing you guys hadn't talked, knowing that it wasn't a world championship belt for you. Then you came back and said that belts don't mean nothing. Stop devaluing the sport and get out the sport if you don't got the balls. Get out the sport, man. Leave it alone. Get you a TikTok world championship or a YouTube world championship. You know what I mean? Get you one of them. You know?
Yes, sir.
And lead this other real shit. Lead this other real shit to, you know, people that are really sacrificing and are really trying to make this shit happen.
So you think Ryan is gonna join the entertainment world with Logan Paul and Jake Paul? You see that happening?
Hey, you know what? I don't know what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's gonna do. But the one thing that, even with people, when we don't say nothing about that chump, you know what I mean? Then he's saying something about us. We're constantly answering the questions about what he's saying. He has a platform. And he has millions of people or whatever. So then he says something, and then we say something about him, and then people have something to say. You know what I mean? Make up your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? What you want us to do. You know what I mean? Because we wasn't thinking about him. He came out of nowhere, out of left field, and said, "Oh, I would have knocked Devin out." How are you going to take credit for somebody else's shot? You wasn't in the fucking ring.
Right. That's what the world wants to know, Bill. That's
And
what
listen,
the world wanted to know.
And listen, and let's remember, nothing. Devin is the youngest world champion in boxing. He's the youngest. He's younger than all them dudes.
Yeah. And so that being said, you done cook Ryan Garcia, well done. But as far as Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, are you gonna watch the fight at all? And are you
Absolutely.
what do you think? What's your thoughts on it?
I'm going to support the event because of what Floyd has been to the sport of boxing. He's been a legend. He's the green print to what everybody is doing or attempting to do, and I will support the event. I'm not going to watch Logan Paul and I'm not going to watch Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez. I'm not watching that. I'm not going to it. I'm not watching it. You know what I mean? But I'm available. I'm available when he finishes. If he wants to talk and sit down like gentlemen, right, and talk to a boss, talk to a team that has fulfilled every agreement that we done got into, that we own our own shit. You know what I mean? We own our masters. You know, those old fight tapes and all the shit like that, we own them. You know, so when Devin is the legend that he's gonna become, and they want to put him up and make commercials of that shit, we own that shit. You see what I'm saying? So, always shout out to the great city of Tijuana, the country of Mexico, that gave us an opportunity, first and foremost, to start our career. You got wonderful people down there. Jose Arana, who was there, and he provided tremendous advice, and he put the right opponents for Devin to develop. You know what I mean? So Tijuana is a place that we hold near and dear to our hearts, and one day we want to go back and bring a lot of money back to that city and fight. We want to bring fight. We want to drive traffic and drive people to Mexico to go fight. That's what we want to do. Everybody is talking about, Las Vegas. We love Las Vegas. We did great, but one day we want to fight in Mexico.
That would be big. And Devin Haney will definitely sell it out. And that being said, what's your thoughts? I do want to get your thoughts on Teofimo versus Kambosos. How you see that fight playing out?
First, let me comment on how he became the guy, how Teo became the guy, right? He beat a guy that avoided Dev. He beat a guy that had arguably struggled with 135 pounders. Nobody ran through these 135 pounders the way Devin has run through, right? When you put a motherfucker that don't mean nothing, that ain't fought nobody, like a Nakatani in there with Dev pitches a shutout. You talk about a Jorge Linares, Gamboa, any of them, they pitch shutout. And when you talk about Jorge Linares being old. He's 2 years older than Lomachenko. The fuck are y'all talking about?
Right.
He's 2 years older.
Yeah.
What are they
Well, that
talking
is.
about? Why are they saying he's old? He's 2 years older than that man, and he just dropped him on his ass. So what? With more knockouts than we had fights. So what are they talking about?
They weren't claiming. The same people that say Linares is old are the same people that said Floyd Mayweather wasn't old when he beat Canelo at 37 years old. So we all know what time it is. But just want to read super chat real quick. My man said Devin get criticized like he in his prime. I can't wait till he reach his prime. Devin is going to be very scary. And that being said, I do want to, like I said before, do you see Teofimo stopping Composers in 3 rounds like he predicted, or do you think that's going to be a fight? What's your thoughts on that fight?
I know when Teofimo got finished with Nakatani, he said he had boo-boos all over his face, and he said that he wasn't gonna fight no more tall fighters. You dig what I'm saying? So what kind of warrior is that? You know what I mean? What kind of motherfucking warrior is that? When we talk about Richard Comey, it was one shot. They were throwing the shot at the same time against a power point, and his got there first. You know what I mean? And then when we talk about Lomachenko, a smaller fighter, went in there and gave the first 6 rounds away. He gave them away. He didn't take him and just beat him up, right? You know what I'm saying? Them people are scared to death, man. They say everything else but the right thing, man. They keep living off of the Lomachenko fight, man. Get over it, man. You know what I'm saying? Even Bob Arum them said that the guy is really a featherweight. You know what I mean? He had Pedraza had moments with him. Linares had moments with him. I mean, everybody have had moments with him. When you talk about Devin, we make fighters look like they're finished. We talk about Gamboa. They said he was old. The fight before that washed up, but he gave Tank 2 black eyes. Didn't do shit to Devin. You see what I'm saying? So the shit is capped, my dude. The shit is capped.
So if the fight against Composers go past the 6th round, do you see that fight being competitive after that if Teofimo can't get Composers out of there early?
I don't think that fight with Kambosos is not on this level, right? Just like his own promoter Bob Arum said that it's not Kambosos is not an elite fighter like Devin or Tank or Ryan, even for that matter. His own promoter said that. His own promoter said that it wasn't a big fight and that he didn't want to pay him for the fight. That's what his own promoter. Now, one minute you want to say Bob is a Hall of Fame promoter and he knows everything. And when he tells you that Kambosos is not an elite fighter, now everybody wants to come back and say that, he's in for a good fight. I'm not watching it. I don't believe that he's in for a good fight. I don't think this is a good fight. Instead of it being a good fight, one thing that he's selling is that J-Lo is going to be there. Man, if you don't knock it off and get out of here with that shit, talking about we going to go and pay to watch J-Lo. If I'm watching some boxing, I'm watching some boxing, man. I'm not talking about, watching J-Lo, man. I can go on YouTube and watch J-Lo. I'm not going to go do that, man. I'm not in the J-Lo mood right now. I'm talking boxing.
Yes, sir. Now, Bill Haney, I do got to commend you. You did a great job, a wonderful job coaching Devin Haney. So the discussion you came up with to fire yourself as a trainer, the purpose was that to give Devin Haney an option to pick a trainer without making him feel like you was holding him back. Can you elaborate on that and just talk about that, as a father and a trainer of Devin Haney?
Absolutely. It's some shit that guys like Teofimo Sr. and all them would never do. You know what I'm saying? They would never do that. They would never go out and openly let Devin solicit and let people solicit to Devin, right? Because they're too scared. They're too scared that the fighter might make the decision to replace him, right? I put my own head on the chopping block with him. and I put it on the chopping block because I wanted our relationship to grow stronger as a father and a son, because that means more to me than being a trainer or a manager to him. I wanted him to be able to then come back and say to me, well, Dad, no, I want you up in there, man. I can't see myself going to war based on the skills that I bring to him. You know what I mean? Based on the motivation, based on the kahunas that I bring, based on the way that I when if you play back the fight and the shot that he got hit with and he came to the corner, he looked at me. I said, it's just another shot, man. Come on. The fuck, let's go. Let's keep this shit going. You see what I'm saying? You can hit this man with 10, 15 shots, rocked him, and what did he do? He came back and did what a 3-division world champion do. Keep fighting. You see what I'm saying? Ain't none of, oh my God, no. I looked at him and said, okay, come on. Let's keep working, baby. Get back on your stick, you know what I'm saying? And do the shit that you did to get to this point.
Yeah, and even you were just giving great instructions throughout the fight. Even early in the 4th round, I remember you told Devin, get back to your stick. It's not time to pressure him yet. Get back to your stick, and that's what Devin did. So you definitely were giving out great advices, and the chemistry between you two is unreal. And like I said, you just did a brilliant job as a trainer, and I really got to commend you for that.
Absolutely, King. I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? And always for extending your platform. Devin is the only fighter, or the first, not the only fighter, let's say the first fighter that was made on YouTube. And you guys and you people, you know what I'm saying, in the chat, you know what I'm saying, the platforms like yours, AKHi, you made Devin. You know what I'm saying? And I'm forever grateful. That's why I come and I take out time to come and talk to you guys. You know, these other guys were made. I don't know where they were made. I mean, I don't know if they were made on ESPN. I want to say that they were made on ESPN. So ESPN controlled the narrative. If they're going to put up the money, they're going to build a fight the way that they're going to build a fight. There's no place to sue a network and say, oh, well, you said that undisputed. Well, technically, the word undisputed means that there's nobody else going against it. But technically, it is disputed, right? You know what I mean? And we say ducksputed. You see what I'm saying? Is that people feel that Teofimo is not. Some people feel that he is. So it's not undisputed, right? When you talk about the green belt that all the other champions had that was undisputed, you know, no one has had a franchise champion, franchise belt and been undisputed. You talk about Canelo. Canelo had the franchise belt at 160, but he's at 168. So why isn't he franchise champion at 68? But he's saying he's about to become undisputed if he fights Caleb Plant. So why aren't you the franchise champion, right? No, you have the WBC real belt, and that's the belt that you're using to become undisputed. You're not using the franchise belt at 168. If all you got to do is email, just like you do, and they're talking about email champs. You can't become a franchise champion without a fucking email. You see what I'm saying? So really, they started that shit. You can't. You have to request it. You have to request it through email. You have to. That's what has to happen. That's the only way to become franchise champion is to send an email request. That's it. But they knew that that's what they did, and they called themselves going to the platform and starting this narrative about email champions. You know what I mean? No, we were requesting to fight them. They were requesting to become franchise champions. So what does that tell you? We're requesting to fight them. We want to fight them. And everybody's saying, no, you don't want to fight them. Well, what the fuck would you become the interim champion for then?
Then become the full champion. And then become the full champion.
And then become the full champion. Right.
I don't see Ryan becoming the full champion.
Why become the franchise champion? Right? They said because he wanted to make the fights. He wanted to make a fight happen. Well, why not? You already have a fight. You have a fight before that, and that's a fight with Devin Haney. But they use the excuse, who have he fought, or you know, any of that kind of shit. Come on, man. They got more excuses. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
What?
They got more excuses than that. I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm gonna tell you between Ryan and Teal and Loma, they got more excuses than Devin got jabs. And Devin
Man,
got a lot of jabs.
man, they.
That's the only thing.
So
That's the only thing they beat Devin's jab out is in excuses.
yes, sir. Now, well, what's your take on? I mean, you said it best, Bill. You said it best that Devin Haney petitioned to fight. They petitioned not to fight, and then they called Devin Haney the email champion, which is ironic. But what was your thoughts on the WBC revealing that no one can petition to fight the franchise? No one can force the franchise holder to a fight. When you had a conversation with him, what's your thoughts on that? You know, I mean, what's going on with this franchise?
It's not something. It's not something that we would want to have. We want to carry ours just like Floyd Mayweather did, like Sugar Ray Leonard did, like Marvin Hagler did, like Muhammad Ali. We want to carry it with pride, knowing the fact that our head is on the chopping block at any given time. Just like Teal said. He said Devin's head is on the chopping block, right? And he can petition, he can talk to Maurice, so he can do all those things. We can't do it to him. Floyd, head was on the chopping block. And the rest of the greats. His is not in the WBC, right? And when you talk about mandatories, after Kambosos, he doesn't have any mandatories. Kambosos is in the Kambosos is in the WBO and the IBF mandatory, and you got Javante Davis in the WBA. So
Right.
where do you go next, T.O.? Come on and bring that ass over here, man. You see what I mean? And talk to some bosses, man. Sit down with some bosses, man, and let's talk about this shit.
Well, it's going to be hard for T.O. to find a way out this time because Bob said he want Devin versus T.O. next on pay-per-view after Linares. Eddie said the same thing. Also, you have everyone wanting to see the fight for Undisputed. So, again, even the WBC revealed that T.O. have told him he want to fight Devin next after Lomachenko. So how come T.O. didn't mandate the fight then? If he was sincere about that.
Yeah. But the thing is that if the franchise belt, you were supposed to be able to go to divisions, you're supposed to go up or down with it, right? How come Canelo is not the franchise champion at 168?
Because he can't be undisputed with that franchise title, and Canelo knew that. And that's why he refused the franchise title at 168.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So is the franchise title
is not something that you offer. They don't offer it. That's why no other champions that have it in other weight divisions. They don't offer it. You got to request. You got to request to go up in the in the protection program. The WBC protection program, they got it, man. Just like they got the WBC clean boxing program, you know what I mean? And if you join that, if you join the clean boxing program, and you can get ranked. You get ranked. If you're not a clean boxer and you're not in the program, you won't be in the rankings. So they have the WBC clean program, right? Just like they have the WBC protection program. Now, those are you only can get accepted in there under special circumstances. That means somebody got to really be after your ass. You see what I'm saying? if you get put in there.
And as far as the witness protection program, is that why Teofimo Lopez paying 2 fees for 2 belts?
Oh man, it costs like a motherfucker. I mean, they say it's higher.
It costs a pretty penny, huh?
Yeah. They say it's higher than a Ritz-Carlton penthouse. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And Floyd got one of them joints over there at the Ritz-Carlton. I hear that's pretty high over there.
Man, that's tough, man. So hopefully Teofimo does what's right and give the fans the fight that he been promising Mike Tyson, and you know, living up to the takeover instead of taking part. With that being said, Bill, any last thoughts, man? It was a pleasure talking with you. You don't cook all the topics up and answer all of the fans' questions. So any last thoughts and any comments you want to make to the fans?
No, but I want to tell Queen Lion Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean? Stop talking about Dev selling yourself, and you know, let's sit down and talk. And to Teofimo, the fake over Lopez, you do the same, man. You and your lion ass daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make this shit happen, and stop telling the fans you didn't got mad, because you know, get down where you get mad at. You know what I'm saying? You want to get mad about it? You know what I mean? Do something. Do something. Let's see a move and stop talking on the internet. Do something about it.
And before I do let you go, just the last question: Do you think Teofimo is sincere this time around? Because last time, obviously, he did say, well, let me play the clip for you, Bill. Let me just play this last clip for you. Hold on.
I don't believe nothing the fake over. I don't believe nothing the fake over got to say, man. I don't believe it.
To hear.
I believe he's
the end of April,
we doing
beginning
a good
of
job
May.
helping him right now.
This is my fight
You
day.
see what I'm saying? Right.
Well, my fight month. Guess who? We're in the works of it. We're gonna throw contracts at Devin. We're gonna throw contracts at Cambosis. Whatever we get back with, as long as we find a medium, we all agree on the terms, then that's your fight. They all gonna know. Why you think Devin said April? Everything's already falling into place, ladies and gents. Y'all just gotta wait. Y'all so impatient. It's gonna come. All of it's gonna come. Y'all just gotta be patient with it. These things don't come overnight.
So that was Teofimo Lopez saying that he's gonna send the contract over, and obviously Devin Haney had responded and said he never received the contract. So do you see Teofimo Lopez being sincere this time around, or receiving and sending a contract?
There we go again, the fake over. You see what I'm saying? Faking the people over. You know what I mean? Telling them then I'm gonna send the contract, and why did we say April and all this other shit, right? We've never got no contract from him, right? He's never sent nothing over, right? And you know, I think he was just talking about Cambosos, and he was selling the Cambosos fight using Devin's name. You know, I told him, man, listen, they need to stop faking, right? And his daddy, as soon as he get a shot of that motherfucking moonshine, you know what I mean? Then he go to start talking bullshit. He go to start talking out his neck. You know what I mean? They listen. Anybody watch them, they know that they drunk as a motherfucker. And Teofimo Sr. are drunk. They never talking real. You see what I'm saying? Period. You know, he make a bunch of hate videos. You see what I'm saying? Hating on the fact that we're in a position to make this shit a fight that the people really want to see. You know, not make it once, you make it twice, make it a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? But you always put the fighter down, right? That's what, if you want to go and see criticism, right? You go over there to their show to see criticism about Devin. If you want to come over here, you see people, you see us talking about him fighting Devin and them saying why they're not fighting. We don't critique them and talk about how terrible of fighters they are over here. We talk about them and say, you know what I mean, what kind of individual won't accept the fight and how they're being critical for things that don't make sense. That's what we do over here, period.
New media, we put the whole truth together like puzzle every single time. And pleasure talking with you, Bill. Like I said, giving me almost 2 hours of your time. Congratulations to Devin Haney for putting on a spectacular performance against Jorge Linares, regardless of what the critics say.
I appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? Allahu Akbar, man. You know what I'm saying? Truly, God is the greatest, man. And without him, none of this is possible, man. You know, so salam alaikum and rahmah to Allah, and I'll talk to you soon.
Wa alaikum assalam, Bill. Pleasure talking with you. Allah is the greatest.
All right.
That was Bill Haney. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We have almost 1,000 people in the house, so we should almost have 1,000 comments. So don't hate, appreciate, and subscribe. Click on the notification bell and hit the like button. It don't cost you a penny to subscribe and hit that like button. It's free. So subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't and listen to these decaf / old media that don't know shit about boxing. And like I said before, I appreciate all the love and support. I think there's one super chat I haven't responded to. Peace, brother Bill Haney. I want to know what's next. Will you take a fight with Fortuna if... Man, Fortuna, we trying to get Teofimo Lopez. But that's the fight the whole world want to see. Teofimo said his dream is to take over and be the undisputed, so he got to go through the dream Devin Haney to do so. That's the fight the whole world want to see. And, you know, that's funny. You know, we've been talking about Teo the whole time. You're going to bring Fortuna to the table. Teofimo Lopez Fortuna has a fight with, I think, a tough fight with Jojo Diaz. So that's someone he got to really pay attention to, because Jojo Diaz could possibly upset Fortuna. Jojo Diaz could fight his ass off. So that's going to be an intriguing fight to see. Jojo Diaz, he had to save face for Mexico City after Ryan Garcia pulled out his anxiety card. But with that being said, like I said before, the whole world want to see one fight in particular in the lightweight division between two of the Fabulous Four, or the Fabulous Three, since one of them got anxiety issues, and that's Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney. A lot of people, you know, like I said, favor Devin Haney to win. A lot of people picking Teofimo Lopez to win. So we won't know till we see it. That's the fight to make at the lightweight division, one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing. Teofimo Lopez had made a shocking admission that he could mandate the Devin Haney fight with his franchise title, which makes the franchise title an interim title, because a champion cannot mandate his mandatory to a fight. That's backward. Usually the mandatory could force the champion to a fight, not the other way around. So with Teofimo Lopez's own comments, he admitted that his franchise title is not a real belt, and he's not undisputed. He's just unified, because according to all of the boxing websites, they have Teofimo Lopez listed as unified, not undisputed. Even ESPN have Devin Haney as the WBC champion. A BoxRec, and you can check all the boxing websites. So the history books says Teofimo is unified and not undisputed. Fighters say Teofimo Lopez is not undisputed from Floyd Mayweather and Josh Taylor. And also, like I said before, the word undisputed means there's no dispute. So the fact that we having a dispute as we speak makes Teofimo the disputed champion, not undisputed. Therefore, since that's the case, and the WBC president stated that the franchise title is not a belt nor a championship, that makes Teofimo a unified champion by his own admission. So that's just icing on the cake. Like I said, facts will always remain the same, which is Teofimo Lopez is unified and not undisputed. So if he truly want to be undisputed, he does have to face the dream Devin Haney. And I can't promise if I'm going to do a show this week, because unfortunately my daughter is sick, so I got to make sure I take care of her and still, provide content to all my subscribers. With that being said, I appreciate the love and support. Lopez Sr. talking off that moonshine. There's a whole lot of punk people out there, and I'm not talking about Teofimo Sr. I'm talking about some other people, you know what I'm saying, that don't have the cojones to call in and debate. They rather troll instead. There was supposed to be this troll that was supposed to debate me. Just like I was interviewing Bill, I was supposed to debate him one-on-one, and his excuse was he has to go get cojones implanted since he has none. So, like I said, at the end of the day, new media is the whole absolute truth, and AKHi always put it together like puzzle. So if you want to hear the whole absolute truth and nothing but the truth, subscribe below, click on the notification bell, and to be continued on the next episode of AKHi, AKHi, AKTV. and I'm on to the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hold it. You're not that pretty. Come on, man. Wait. I shoot up the wall. I shoot up the wall.
I bear witness there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.